Welcome, guys, to Beautifully Nasty with your host, Courtney.
I am Daniel.
Are you Daniel?
Yes. I am Daniel, your host.
It has been a little bit of a time between our last video, and I know that we've always promised that we're going to do 2 videos every week, but as a person that has told us on Facebook, a fellow follower, we are burning out a little bit. Not necessarily of the videos per se, but just from like us having jobs and work and all this, and then the holidays, you know. So It's a little tough right now.
You could say, people would say, in over your head. I think that's a term humans use.
So I mean, it's it's a little different, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna try our very best to bring out the second episode. If we can't, then we're not gonna promise it.
We have several ideas. I mean, we're going to try to do everything
as much as possible.
We're going to at least have an episode a week, right?
Yes.
We may just combine 2 episodes into one.
We've also been talking about, some highlights and some, different segments because we do talk about a lot of different things in one episode. And I know you guys love these parts that we talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, I get a lot of compliments on our episode on Stranger Things. And honestly, that is one of my favorite episodes too. So
it's my favorite.
Yeah. It's definitely one of mine. So it's just something we're going to work on. You guys will always be updated. We love you guys, and we never want to let you out on the secrets, So
we're not quitting. We're not going to quit.
I quit YouTube. Just kidding. No,
and I'm thinking about doing more stuff as well on my channel.
Oh yes, check him out, ZSVK.
And you are too.
Oh yes. We're in the works of, which is why we're getting a little burned out. We're coming up with new ideas for our own channel too, because I have nothing on my channel. And Courtesan Sesh is a big thing for me. Like, I really want to make my debut on there. Mm-hmm. And Daniel has been doing a lot of reviews, but he's coming back. He's what do they say? Doing the big old comeback,
mm-hmm.
of when you see an old show and they remake it and they bring it back. It's just like that, except for he's not old.
And then all the characters come back for that one episode, and people realize that was actually a really dumb episode, and everyone didn't like it.
But definitely check his stuff out. He does a lot of reviews, and they're actually pretty funny, and they're pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah. I think his last one that I probably recently liked, which you guys should go check it out. The Reptar Bar. The Reptar Bar one was really pretty good.
That one, yeah.
We did it in the car.
It was a quick thing,
but it was really funny. The editing on that, he was really excited through the editing. So
editing is my favorite part of the
whole
video. Editing is like my favorite part of the whole video.
I know you tell me that.
Even though it takes like 4 hours to do, it's still like.
But you get
fun.
so excited though.
Yeah.
Like, you want to watch it as soon as you get done, and it's so funny because like I'm just like, it's like watching a kid open a Christmas present. Except like he's like excited to like see how all of that editing like turned out to be something amazing. So, like I said, check it out, ZSVK on YouTube.
It's a work of art because I'm an all-American guy.
So our episode today is gonna be about Star Wars. Somewhat.
What's that?
We've got a lot of things we want to talk about, but Star Wars is the main thing that we really want to talk about.
What's a Star Wars?
I don't know. It's this, this thing going around on every T-shirt and every, piece of clothing in general. I don't know what it is.
Did you know Mark Hamill? There's a whole thing about Mark Hamill not liking the way Luke is becoming who he is. Like, Mark Hamill doesn't really like the direction of what Disney's doing.
I've heard some things about a lot of the characters in general, though.
Mm-hmm.
I have heard that. I haven't gone too into it. Like, I'm not keeping up with much of it, but I can see that because his character has changed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, overall, his character has. I mean, I know that he doesn't really say much in like the new ones, like coming out recently, but just the position of him, like, because seeing all the old ones, I don't know, I'm so used to hearing him talk and say things, and I feel like he's just gotten a little more distant in these new ones. Mm-hmm. I personally feel that way.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's different for me.
Because Mark Hamill was he said that whenever you play a character in a movie or a TV show or something, you create your own backstory of your own character. And he said that the backstory he came up with is completely different of what Disney's doing. And he said that whenever Luke is going into the Jedi, being a Jedi, all the training and all that stuff, he's like has tunnel vision. Like that's the only thing he wants to do is be a Jedi. And now he's turning his back on being a Jedi. And Mark Hamill was like, "You don't do that."
Yeah.
And I'm kind of thinking, you know what? He may be right, but he also reassures everyone. Every time he says that, he reassures like, you know what? You'll see why if you watch the new movie.
I have to ask you this question.
Yeah.
Because you're very big into Star Wars, and I'm
a big fan, not a huge fan.
Yeah. Okay, so people say that you gotta watch it in a certain order. What is the order? Do you know? What would you suggest the order goes in?
Honestly, it's a whole big thing because George Lucas is a completionist. He's a completionist and perfectionist, and he changes things up as he goes. Mm-hmm. He doesn't really like plan like these timelines out. He's like, okay, let me make this movie and then this movie and then this movie. He makes stuff as he goes along, basically. Mm-hmm. And he's just known for doing that. And throughout the years, he's saying stuff like, you should watch it in this order. No, wait a minute, you should watch it in this order. Wait a minute, guys, you should watch it in this order. So there's no like a definitive order.
But like
to watch it,
if you were to watch it over again right now,
me personally, I would just watch it whenever like by release time. But a lot of people do it in chronological order, which is prequels, and then which is like episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And that's a chronological order. That's the reason why he renamed them all, because he wants people to watch them in chronological order, George Lucas. But honestly, I just think just release time, like just naturally.
I have issues with this because I'm gonna get criticized like crazy for this when I say this, like, but I have not seen Lord of the Rings.
You haven't?
I have not. But get this now, I've seen The Hobbit, and I've seen the second one. So I tried to watch a little bit of the first one night. A friend of mine was trying to get me into it, and they were like, I was like, where is everybody? Like, where in the world? Oh, well, you watched the prequel. The Hobbit's the prequel. And I was like, what? Like, that had me, like, my mind was just turned. I was like, what? Because, like, Lord of the Rings is, like, long movies, I hear. And, like,
yeah,
I just don't know if I was ready. I mean, I say I wasn't ready, but Star Wars was long. And then Harry Potter is a very big thing that you get into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, I hadn't even finished all of Harry Potter for the longest time until the last apartment.
My thing about, excuse me, my thing about Lord of the Rings is I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. Because most of the people that listen to this love Lord of the Rings. I have a friend that's obsessed with Lord of the Rings. And he hates the fact of what I'm about to say right now. Excuse me, I'm really sorry about that. Anyway, I enjoy the movie and I respect it. Would I go ahead and sit down and watch it on my own leisure time? My answer to that is an astounding no. And I'll tell you why. I enjoy it and I respect it. But to me, what it's a lot of people that don't like Lord of the Rings, they take the easy way out and say it's just a bunch of people walking. And that's me right now. I'm just going to take the easy way out and just say it's just a bunch of people walking. and I have no reason to say that. It's just that's what I see.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like the movie. But what they're talking about is interesting. Yeah. And the journey's interesting. The movie's about the journey, and that's awesome. But I think it's a one-time thing. I watched it all. Like,
it's got a lot of good actors in it and stuff, but like
I've seen every single movie.
It just doesn't appeal to me because, or at least not right now. Like, I mean, I definitely want to get into it.
When I was a kid, the whole thing, medieval stuff, was amazing.
Yeah.
And I loved it. But now, right now, no. I don't, no.
Yeah. But no, I mean, Star Wars, like, it is on everything. I mean, we were talking about this the other day. It's on shirts, it's on beanies, it's literally on everything. I saw the other day they made a waffle maker of the Death Star.
Death Star.
And I was just like, "Are you kidding me? Like this, there's Star Wars everything." Which, don't get me wrong, I'm not for that, because like half my stuff is always so nerdy, you know, and I always love it when people buy me those things. But it's just crazy to me how big it has stayed, because like every time they release one, kids even that like were born like recently are getting into it. They're like, "Oh my god, I love Star Wars," you know. And I'm just like, that's so crazy. They weren't even born when like the older ones came out.
What, I love that. That's amazing. I think that's
so cool.
Yeah, it's like the most incredible thing, because I remember when the new movie came out, everyone loved it. Like from ages like 2 to 99, people loved it. Mm-hmm. Once you hit 100 years old, you hate Star Wars. But
it's like you reach level 10, you won the game. You're good.
I'm 100 years old. Oh, I hate Star Wars. That's what I've noticed, like in like Lego packages. It's like ages 3 to 12 or something like that. Once you hit 13, you can't play with Legos anymore.
Shoot, I still love playing with Legos.
Give me some Duplo blocks. I'll play with that.
Shoot, I love Legos. I don't care. I don't care about anything. Remember those little statues that we had made of Legos? I used to put them together all the time. Remember?
Oh yeah. I remember that.
I loved those. Like,
and I gave you those little 3D Lego things.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just, I think that's something that you have to kind of perceive yourself. I mean, are you too old for that? Are you too young for that? You know, what's the deal?
And that's the thing about Star Wars.
Yep.
Are you too old for Star Wars?
I just don't think you can.
Are you too young for Star Wars? Because there's a lot of action and a lot of fighting and
That's
stuff.
what I wonder. I wonder
there's a lot of in-depth.
When kids say that they are like are into it, like little kids are like, "I want to be just like Skywalker and this and that, whatever." In my head, I'm like, are they doing it because they like the way that they look? I mean, not that that's bad. I'm just saying, like, I think that that's more what they're looking at. You know what I mean? And I think it's pretty cool that they still stayed looking cool, even to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like, it's like looking at a pair of bell-bottom jeans. I don't think that looks cool now. I personally don't.
Yeah.
But, like, somebody else probably still does. You know what I mean?
Would you let a 2-year-old watch Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, they wouldn't understand it, but yeah. I would let them. I mean, they would just think it's so cool just to hear the lightsabers.
Mm-hmm.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah.
Honestly, I think Star Wars is one of the rare series that anyone can watch. Mm-hmm. Anyone. Like, no matter what age you are. That's why they market to everyone, like you said.
Oh, yeah.
They put on everything. They put on toilet paper.
I know. I remember you telling me that. I was like, that's pretty insane.
They literally market to everyone.
Yeah. I mean, it gives me something to look forward to because I love Star Wars. I went to see most of them in theaters, besides the old ones, like the ones before my time. The ones from like when I was born and after, I did go see majority of them in theaters. And it's so funny because my uncle used to take me and we'd always fall asleep. Mm-hmm. Or, well, I wouldn't fall asleep. He would. He would fall asleep. And I'm over here like, you just missed this great part. Like, why? Like, it was just, I don't know. It was crazy to me.
You know how Star Wars is like futuristic World War II, right? I just find that awesome.
I thought that was cool. I heard that concept, but I never explored it. Like, I never like went into it.
Like, Darth Vader is obviously Hitler. The stormtroopers mm-hmm. are the Nazi stormtroopers, and it's like it's technically World War II, yeah, but Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like I you know, it's so funny because now that I'm like getting ready to say this, I am thinking about when I was a kid. I wanted my hair to be like Princess Leia.
I think that should come in. I think that should be in style.
Women still do.
They do it?
I'm not kidding you. I mean,
I've never seen someone in public.
Women still do it, but it's not exactly like it. They do the little buns right on top.
I think
you know what I mean.
It should be in style for women or men, I don't care, to have the hairstyle exactly like Princess Leia, like the big old headphone thing. I think that looks amazing. I think that looks cool.
Now let me ask you this: who was your favorite character in Star Wars?
Luke is too easy.
Yeah.
Jar Jar Binks. No.
I was about to say he's like the most hated. What are you talking about?
He's the most hated fictional character in all of fiction.
If he pops up on the screen in anything, people are like, "Oh my god!"
I remember when Star Wars was first announced. Someone photoshopped like a shadow of Jar Jar Binks in the screenshot of a leaked photo and be like, "He's in it," and I was like, "If he's in it, I'm not watching it. If he's in it, I'm not watching it." Anyway, my favorite character in Star Wars universe is Han Solo.
Oh my god.
That's yours?
I was gonna say that, yes.
Mine's Han Solo because I think he's the coolest person ever.
I just like that
he's just so cool.
I like that he's friends with Chewbacca. And then two,
yeah, Chewbacca. Oh man, they make
I like that he's more easy. Like he's not so wrapped up in all the drama.
And he makes quick jokes. He's very witty.
Yes.
Very witty.
But I think it's funny because I saw a clip not too long ago when he discovered that Luke and Leia were brother and sister.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He's like, I know you love him. So you can just go ahead. Well, yeah, of course I love him. And then she's like, I mean, why wouldn't I? And he's like, I knew it. And like something happens, and then out of nowhere, she's like, that's my brother. And he's like, oh. Like his mind just went like, what?
You literally just made out with your sister. That was weird.
Yeah.
That whole thing was weird. But I like Star Wars because it's like, it's technically an opera. It's technically an opera, and George Lucas wanted it to be an opera. And I just find that amazing. Like the music. If there was like,
oh my god, the music makes tremendous.
Honestly, I think the music is the best part about it.
Because like I love it because it's such a signature soundtrack. Like what I mean is, if you walk into somewhere and they're playing Star Wars soundtrack, you know it's from Star Wars.
Yeah.
I mean, you just know. And I mean, they play it at my old job. I mean, I guess I could technically talk about it, but. But anyways, they play it there, and it's not a big deal. Like to me, I get so happy hearing it, but at the same time, like I've heard it so many times.
Yeah, it's like I know what you mean.
But it's from Star Wars. Like people walk in that room, they're like Star Wars.
Yeah,
and it's just so funny.
I had someone come up to me, and we have, what can I say without giving away where I work? We have Star Wars products.
Yeah.
Like on display, and this guy came up to me and said, "So you have Star Wars?" And I'm like, "Dude, yes, we do. It's right here." It's like going to Subway and be like, "So you guys have? I heard you guys have subs. You guys have subs?"
But the amount of people that line up for these things is amazing. They line up for these movies. And they dress like them.
You're talking about premiere, right?
Yes.
Yes, it gets
crazy. They dress like them. They go crazy. I mean, there are Star Wars fans. They will not let you like hear the last of it. Like,
oh man,
it's crazy.
Oh yeah, I know some people.
Yeah. No, what's funny is get them in the room talking about Star Trek and Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, like Star Trek and Star Wars war is it's like crazy.
Yeah.
What do you like the most
about Star Wars?
Star Trek or Star Wars?
Okay, you're gonna hate me.
Don't say Star Trek.
No, I've never seen Star Trek.
You never seen Star Trek?
No, I'm out of the loop on that one.
Now
I know I'm not a true nerd. I get it. I'm not a true nerd.
That's fine. Or at least you can. Well, if this was video, you would have seen that she did the live long
I did
and prosper
the little
thing.
sign.
At least you know how to do it. That's something. Well, have you seen the movie?
No.
Oh my god.
Nope.
No.
I'm a newborn baby. Nope, never done it.
All right. So one of my friends, that is your friend too.
Yeah.
Seen all of Star Trek.
Recently.
Yes. Remember I told you about that?
Yes.
He started watching it a long time ago. You remember?
Yeah.
He just finished
I know you told me this.
Single episode. I'm talking about the old version to new version. And that's crazy. That's years.
Isn't it amazing though
of
that
watching
there's
stuff.
like stuff like that that's so long? Like Star Wars is one of them, and then you got Star Trek, of course. But Doctor Who is just like that.
Doctor Who is exactly like
Doctor
that.
Who has been
started out in the
around for
60s.
years.
Like in the 60s.
I mean, I'm talking back when there was black and white film. Like,
You know how Doctor Who started?
no.
It was going to be a an educational show about space and time travel, kind of like Bill Nye or something.
Oh, okay.
And they pitched it to BBC, and they're like, "This is really cool. Let's make a couple episodes."
God, I love Doctor Who.
And and then it became what we know today.
Which is funny because around the time that I started getting into it, which I wasn't trying to get into it out of nowhere. Like, Mike was watching it, and he was like, hey, like, let's watch this. So I gave it a shot. I was like, sure. I thought the humor was really corny and cheesy, and I was like, no, like, this isn't for me. He's like, no, just give it a couple episodes. He's like, just get used to it. You'll see.
Mm-hmm.
So I did. I gave it some time. I kept watching, and I just fell in love with it. Started falling in love. And he had already seen all of it. So he was like, let's start from the beginning. Let's, go from all the top. And right around that time that I was doing that, people were getting crazy about Doctor Who. Like, I heard people talking so crazy about the fan clubs for him.
And let me guess
the
the
fandoms
year.
and stuff.
Let me guess the year.
I don't know.
I'm going to say 2012.
Somewhere around that.
Because that's when Doctor Who exploded.
It just went nuts, though, because people were, like, going crazy, saying that they were major Doctor Who fans, and it was just all this and that. And I was over here, like, glad I finally found something, like, that was amazing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan. Like, you know that, because I have a lot of Doctor Who stuff.
So where did you stop now?
I'm at Matt Smith. I've went at least, like, a good 4 or 5 episodes in now.
Into Matt Smith?
Yeah.
But
they took it off Netflix for a while.
Since it's been a long time since you watched it, you need to go ahead and watch all of it.
I know, there's a girl version coming up.
Yeah, you need to watch 9 up until Peter Capaldi. And when you get to Peter Capaldi, you need to let me know what you think about him. Because I have my opinions about Peter Capaldi.
So far, I can go and give you my opinions about Matt Smith so far. So far...
Got big chin.
No, so far,
No?
I'm not really too fond of him.
You're not.
A lot of people, they'll hate me for this because they love Matt Smith. It's one of their favorites. I kind of don't.
Uh-huh.
I mean, like, he's a good doctor. I like him as the doctor. But there's attributes about him, like, what do they call that? There's just things about him that just aren't the same.
Yeah.
And I know that every doctor's different. I get that. Mm-hmm. But it really shocked me to see him flip. What I mean is David Tennant was more the funny, was, make light of every situation, do whatever, and he didn't get mad as much. You know what I mean? He really didn't. Like he would get upset. Like, he would be like, okay, this is crazy. Now we're doomed, but we'll figure it out. But Matt Smith did the opposite. Matt Smith, he got mad at her when they were on that ship. With the whale thing that was guiding them through space. Yeah. They were getting mad. Like, he was getting mad at her. Mm-hmm. His companion. He was getting mad at her. And, like, when I say mad, I mean, he was legit mad. Like, he was like, oh, I can't believe you did this. Like, I'm just so mad right now. Like, you could see it. And I was like, that is not what the doctor does. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The doctor doesn't make it, like, completely horrible. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I felt like that just didn't portray the doctor for what he was. Because he's been so kooky and funny all this time. And don't get me wrong, he gets mad, but he doesn't get like that. Doesn't, like, pitch a fit about it. You know what I mean? So that was just my thoughts on that. I was just, so far. But I'm still willing to give him more, of a chance and see if he changes and if it's any better. Because Mike says it's better.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing about Matt Smith. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. My favorite doctor is David Tennant.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites.
He's my favorite as a doctor. But the Matt Smith episodes are the best written out of all of them.
Probably so.
They're the best written, the best storyline, everything. Like, the way they write this stuff out is incredible. I can never think about that at all. But David Tennant as a doctor, as a character, he's my favorite.
He was so good.
What's his name? Chris Eccleston?
I think so.
Is that the first
ninth,
one?
Right?
The first one. Ninth one.
He is my favorite.
Now he's really good because I'm days where I'm cross between David Tennant and Chris Eccleston.
Yes.
And I'm like,
that's me too.
Right now, I'm in a mood where David Tennant's my favorite.
Yeah.
I can change tomorrow.
Yeah.
But the reason why I'm torn between him because he's my doctor. That's where I started.
Yeah.
Started episode 1 with the mannequins.
Yes. Yes.
And all that stuff, and that's how it started.
It's not even just that though.
Have you seen the 50th anniversary episode?
No.
Now you'll figure out who the Ninth Doctor is. Like, oh gosh, it's so hard to explain. So I'm not. Oh man, it gets crazy. You'll figure out why he's so bitter, the Ninth one, because he's not really the number 9. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. You know about the war on Gallifrey?
Yes.
They explain in great detail about that. That's all I'm saying. I've seen it in theaters.
It's so funny because we talk about this, but the funny thing is, like, Daniel is also a big fan of Doctor Who.
I'm more of a fan of Doctor Who than Star Wars. I'm more of a fan of Doctor Who.
And the reason why I say that, though, is because for Christmas one year, we got him, which I'm looking at it now, we got him TARDIS bed sheets.
Yeah, I'd still use
like
it.
a comforter. Yeah. I was like, this would be the coolest thing. And I just had to get it. And at the time, I knew he was probably the only other one in the apartment that was crazy about Doctor Who as much as I was. So, because don't get me wrong, the other 2 people we lived with, they loved it. But they weren't as crazy about it. So I felt like that didn't portray them.
Yeah, Doctor Who. I'm just going to talk about Doctor Who for a second. It is my favorite TV show. And I'll tell you why. It's because it has the right amount of comedy and the right amount of science. And those are my 2 favorite things.
I just like that it has a lot of problem solving.
Yes.
Like, I know that sounds cheesy as maybe, but I do. I like that. Yeah. Because it makes me think, oh my God, how are they going to get through this? Yeah. How are they going to get out of this episode? Or what is making this episode an issue? Like, what is making them stuck? Like the episode, I think it was when they were on the Titanic.
Mm-hmm. Oh, space. Yeah. Oh, that was David Tennant.
Yeah, when they were on that, I was just on edge. Like, I was like, man, how are they going to get out of this? What's going to happen, you know?
See, I'm such a big fan. I'm replaying the whole episode in my mind right now. Yeah. It starts off with them Titanic crashing the TARDIS.
You remember when they got tickets to go on there?
Yeah. Oh, it had the little red dude, Baka Laka. Yep. Balaka Laka, whatever his name is. Oh man, now I'm sad.
I know. Did he die?
Yeah. That's why I'm sad. And I remember the old man, they finally took him on Earth and they gave the man money. Oh yeah. It wasn't snowing in London, but it was like debris from the Titanic. It looked like snow.
Yeah, that was a good episode. Yeah. That was probably one of my favorites.
I memorized every single episode.
Who was your favorite companion though?
Oh man, like I'm torn between a handful of them. My favorite companion, my instant knee-jerk reaction would be Amy Pond, because I have a little crush on her. But that's just...
See, I'm not complete with her yet, so I can't say anything about her.
But she's incredibly mean towards Rory. I don't like that. So I'm going to say she's not my favorite. That was just my knee-jerk reaction because she looks so amazing. Donna...
Oh my God.
Donna is like her and David Tennant make a great pair.
They do.
And the episode with the Oods, like Dr. Donna, that was amazing. Like,
she does so amazing.
She probably has my favorite episodes.
Yes. She's just so kooky and funny. Yeah. But at the same time, she has that little spunk to give back to him. You know what I mean? I feel like all the other ones are like, oh my God, doctor, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? But like she will make stuff happen. Yeah. Like she don't care. She will pull him into it and make it happen.
Rose was annoying.
Yeah. Rose was, I say she was one of my favorites because she was the first one I got hooked to. And her connection with the doctor to me was not a romantic, an emotional connection.
Very tense.
But I liked it. Like to me that showed a different side. Yeah. And what's her name?
The Rose on the beach scene.
Yeah, that was really sad. Oh. What was the other one after that? Wasn't it the black girl? What's her name though? Yes. She was good.
She was really good, and she was short-lived. Now,
I know.
The reason why I like her so much is because like she made the best impact on the Doctor's story. Yeah. Like spread it throughout on Earth.
But she was another one just like Donna. Like she had a little spunk. And the reason why, I have a hard time picking because I like Martha and I like Donna. I like both of them, but like they have their equals, you know?
Oh, you haven't met the Impossible Girl yet.
No.
That's Clara.
No,
you haven't met her yet.
No. If it's anything past Matt Smith, I haven't.
Yeah, that's Matt Smith. I like her because she is exactly like the David Tennant Doctor.
Gotcha.
She's exactly like him. The same mannerisms.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm having a hard decision between Martha and Donna. I want to say Martha because she really outdid herself. Like she was there when what was it?
The Master?
Yes.
Yeah.
When she was there when the Master was there.
Yeah.
And she was able to help save the Doctor. And to me, that really made a connection to me.
Yeah, and she was the only Doctor. I mean, the only companion. Well, no, there's Rose. I was about to say she was the only companion that really loved the Doctor, but that was Rose.
I was about to say she loved the Doctor though.
But the Doctor never said anything back. I remember there's one episode where the Doctor was like he made a joke. He's like, "Don't you hate it when people when what
I think
was
I
it?
do. I
you
think
remember?
I do remember. I think.
Don't you hate it when people
take the wrong
see
idea
you as
or
invisible?
Like or
it's like see you as invisible or something. I remember what it was. I remember exactly what it was. It's okay. The Doctor and Martha were in this place, and they were the Doctor was like, I'm going to show you this medallion. You wear this medallion, and it doesn't make you invisible, but you know that feeling when you really like someone, but they can't see you. It's like you're invisible to them, but it's like you're looking past them. And Martha was like, yeah, I know exactly what that means. I know exactly how that feels. That was a really cool concept. It doesn't make you invisible, but people can't see you. Now, I know that
we've talked about this quite a bit, and I know we talked about this in previous episodes of our podcast, but tomorrow is the big day for net neutrality.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And a lot of YouTubers are talking about it.
Yeah.
Now...
And there's a man so evil that I won't even say his name on the podcast. I did before, but I won't say it again because I found out more things about him.
Yeah.
He's just an evil guy.
It's sad because I'm nervous.
There's already countries that doesn't have net neutrality now. Yeah. I think it's I don't know what it is. I think it's
I've seen pictures.
Poland.
I've seen pictures, but the thing is, I'm nervous because this is what has brought us together in ways. Like, don't get me wrong, like some bad things happen on the internet, and everybody will say, well, that's the internet for you, you know, or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's where you go to talk to your family that's across the world and share pictures with them in ways that modern technology is supposed to advance into. You know what I mean? It made things easier for them because not a lot of people have time to go and mail letters and mail pictures. And then on top of that, we don't have Polaroids as much anymore. I mean, we do, but like it's not big and booming. A lot of it is digital now. And so like when we want to send people pictures, how in the world are we going to do that? You know what I mean? That's where we go to see how our friends and family think of a certain thing or whatever. You know what I mean? I find it just inhumane because the world shouldn't be controlled.
Right.
To me, it makes me feel like it's like on a whole nother step of communism in a way. Except for there's not just a particular person in charge of that internet. It's all these people paying to take control.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So yes, in a way, it doesn't seem like it, but it has the same key points as communism in a way over the internet. And some people are like, well, it's not really that big of a deal, you know, this and that. But I'm just saying, if you hypothetically think, this controls a lot of things.
I tell
The
you,
internet is everything.
I tell you one thing: if this bill gets passed that destroys net neutrality, I'm getting off of everything.
Yeah.
What's this?
I've heard people say it.
What's it? I never talked to you about this. What's this say about the podcast?
Honestly, we love you guys, and I've not wanted to talk about it because it's a sore spot for me.
Yeah.
Because this podcast means a lot to me.
Yeah.
And it's brought a lot of insight in my life, and it's made it exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, but I'm just not going to pay the money to keep doing it on this particular platform.
Yeah.
Now, if there's...
We'll try something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, definitely there's going to be something that's going to be worked out.
We're creative people. Yeah. And we're going to figure out something. There's going to be a loophole somewhere. We're going to figure something out.
Yeah.
But
not saying we're going to break the internet and we're going to be on everything, but...
We're going to hack it.
We're going to somehow come out with a way that most of you can listen.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to ever lose that, you know? And
there's always the deep web.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people are actually talking about that.
There's always
a
the deep
lot
web.
More.
That's the last resort. You can go there.
Just think, and you know, this makes me think of when I think of net neutrality, of the first robot that got citizenship.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like,
that's
so
crazy.
You mean to tell me you made a fake human being, like basically a fake human being, and you gave it the opportunity to become a citizen?
It can vote.
Yeah.
It can vote.
A citizen, okay? But here's two things, and I'm very strong about, and I know we don't talk about politics and stuff and certain key points on this podcast, but before this podcast ever ends one day, ever, okay? I think it's messed up to give a piece of a machine a chance to live like every other human being, but you can't give a person from like Argentina or Mexico or whatever country they live in, but you can't give them the authorization to be a citizen here in the U.S.
You know what that AI...
That struck a nerve for me.
You know what that AI robot said?
What?
It made a joke about destroying...
Oh, about destroying
all humans.
And the guy asked her, he said... She said, why do people get so mad when I make a joke about that? And he goes, because
you're a freaking robot.
It's a sensitive subject, because movies and shows and things like that. And he's right, but the thing is, if I went around saying that I was racist or something, okay, I'm just using an example here. If I went around saying that I was racist, people are gonna take me seriously.
Yeah.
Why joke about something so tender?
It's like going to an airport and having luggage saying, "Oh, this bomb's so heavy."
Exactly.
This bomb is heavy.
Exactly.
And people are going to... Well, first of all, you're gonna get shot.
Yes.
That's one thing. But you just don't joke about that.
No.
Like you're an AI. You're a citizen now, apparently.
Yeah, so and you need to act right if that's how you're gonna be. Because I personally feel like...
This is crazy. Why? We're talking about this.
I'm just saying, it's on the same spectrum, because you're going to have all kinds of control over the internet, but you're going to give some piece of freaking, like, metal, some, like, certificate that it can just be just like me. That it can do the same things that I can do. To me, that's mind-blowing, and it's insane to me.
I just realized what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're giving an AI life advice. Or advice.
Yeah. Because
it's a citizen. It's like, hey, it's like talking about Justin Bieber or something. Like, you're a celebrity now. Do what you need to do. But you're a citizen now, AI. You need to do this.
I'm just saying that if I was in that same spot, they would not be just letting me go all random exactly what and willy-nilly.
I know exactly what you mean.
It just wouldn't happen.
I just think the future's weird.
I think the thing I think is odd is the fact that they're going to go ahead and give a robot citizenship, and then all of a sudden they're going to take away something of ours. I'm like, that's really messed up to me.
Did you see that video of, I think it was a Muslim, not sure, but I know he was from the Middle East. Has to be a Muslim. By the way he was dressed, but he was
not that by the way you're dressed
no. Well, I mean,
that.
no.
But I'm just saying.
Well, it was like really obvious.
By the way, when we talk, we just talk. We don't ever try to hurt anyone. You hear us on our voices, so that's just the only way that we can get comprehended.
I'm not assuming.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like.
But I'm just saying, for any viewers out there,
if you're wearing a cowboy hat, I'm going to assume you're a cowboy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the sad part is that he was in the USA-Canada border, and he was walking. I think it was 21 hours into the snow, like a blizzard, trying to cross the Canadian border, trying to get into Canada to get away from America.
Wow. And
there's a video of it, and he's like very disoriented, and the Canadian police was like, "You're safe now, buddy. You're in Canada." And he was really scared. He's like, "Is that American police officer? Is that American police officer?" He's like, "No, this is the Canadian police officer. We're going to take you and get you some care." And
I wonder what it would be like to live in Canada.
I heard it's really cool. I heard like, well, I know you know I have I have a really good friend that lives in Canada, and yeah, I know a lot about it. Like everyone's like, the free healthcare is awesome, but there's a long wait, and a lot of people can die because of it. But it's still a great thing. People
That's what
are
I'm
nice.
saying. Like people say all kinds of good things about it, but like, what are the cons of it? You know what I mean?
There are cons, but what I've heard from like 4 or 5 friends that live in Canada, the pros outweigh the cons.
Yeah.
Like the way everything is
Have
done
you ever seen the video of the Canadian people telling Americans that they are still great? After the election, they made a video of them saying, "America, you're still great." And they told them why, and they just they just filmed every person saying, "You are still great," in different ways. And I thought that was pretty cool because it just showed even more that Canada is so much more respectful and cares more.
Have you seen that meme? It's a map, and it shows Canada, and it's like it's like the way Canada views the world map. It shows America as like friends with benefits. Then it shows South America as friends, Europe friends, Russia friends, Africa friends, and America's over there like friends with benefits. Everyone's friends, by the way. Yeah. That's the whole meme. It's like the funniest thing.
I don't know, like I wouldn't mind going there to visit because I actually had friends recently on Facebook. They posted about it, but they just recently went to visit, like for a vacation.
I love to visit the Niagara Falls, and I love to go to Halifax because they have a nice amphitheater.
I just think it'd be nice, just to check it out, see what it's like. I've never been to another part of the world like that, and I think it would be interesting. It definitely is something I would love to record every bit of it. So like I say this because I want you guys to be a part of this anytime I talk to my co-host about things like this, but
that's me.
No, it's the guy behind you. What are you talking about? If we ever go on any like trips in the near future, I definitely want us to record that. Like if we go and travel and stuff.
If we're not too cold.
Because we made this idea to go to Washington D.C. A couple years back, or a year back, I think it was. Yeah. And we had everything planned. We had where we were gonna sleep. We had how many days we were gonna go. We even Do
we have an Airbnb, or was it someone's family?
One of our friends had a family member or a friend that let us stay.
We
there.
had everything planned out.
Yeah, I mean, we took time off, everything.
Then what happened?
And then the day that we were supposed to leave, the hurricane came here.
Who was it, Matthew?
Yeah, it was Hurricane Matthew. And I was like so mad because we were so excited. We had just planned it out of nowhere. Well, this was the first trip that we were like, you know what? We're going to drop it. We're just going to do it. Because sometimes in life, you just have to do that. Like you have to do, sorry, I was trying to say you have to do all that. But you have to do that. Because like, if you plan too much, then you start going, oh my God, I don't want to do this. And you start weighing it. But if you just do it, you're fine. And And I was really eager. I don't know what came in my mind at the time, but I remember I went into the kitchen. Daniel was in there, and I said, Daniel, we need to go to Washington, D.C. It'd be so fun. And then we literally looked at the calendar, and we picked the day. And we're like, let's do it this day and this day and this day.
I remember that.
And we were so close to doing it. And I'm so mad that we didn't get to do it. Like, I just want to do it again so bad. Because, like, it was just... It made me feel a little, like, adrenaline rush to know that we, like, picked the random time and day. Like, we just were like, you know what? We're going to do it. And we were good about it. Like, we were like, okay, we're not going to spend, like, you know, a bunch of money, but we're going to do it in a timely manner that we can save a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to spend not more than $10,000. What was our budget? What was our budget like?
I honestly don't remember. I remember we looked up everything to see how much stuff was. Like, we were looking up tours and things like that, and then how much it was to get into the museums and stuff. Yeah. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
We looked up everything because...
Our budget was less than $500 or something like that.
Yeah, because, like, really low. Here was the thing. Like, the hotels are expensive there.
Yes.
But we already had that covered.
And I wanted to see Obama before he left.
But a lot of people like to make out like Washington, D.C. is very expensive, okay? And it is, but here's the thing. You can go to Washington, D.C. on a budget. You can. They do tours.
You said do.
They do tours that don't cost but a little bit of money. And going into these museums isn't as much as you thought.
Now, a lot of these museums, I looked it up recently. A lot of these museums are actually free. But it's like a donation thing. It's like donations accepted.
Yeah.
A lot of them are actually free. There's some that's in like, if it's in like a big tourist season, you have to pay for it.
It takes a good while to get through them all because there's a lot of them. You get to see, you know.
Well, you know more than me, so.
It's amazing though. It's beautiful.
Go ahead, talk about it.
Talking about it just makes me want to go now. But the train station is amazing. I thought that was one of the coolest things when I went there. And seeing the bell that was cracked. What is it called? The...
Liberty Bell?
Yes.
I thought that was in Philadelphia.
I don't know. There's a bell there that's cracked.
Oh, I know what you mean. And you can
walk up to it.
I know what you mean.
And then the Kennedy... I think it's the Kennedy fire. You know, the flame that's never been...
Oh, that thing.
Oh, my God.
I want to see that so bad.
It's amazing. But like I said, you get to go on this big tour... Like, they had this little, like, bus thing that takes you on the tour, but you have to be there and be square. You can't be late or nothing because they just take off. And then when you go on that tour, they make stops along the way, but you have to be right back on there or you don't get back on. You know what I mean?
Isn't
the
Holocaust Museum there?
Yes. The Holocaust Museum is there.
I want to go
there. Or wait, no, I think... Wait, is it? Or is it in New York?
I think it's in Washington,
D.C.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Because I know someone that's a Marine. This is a Marine, all right? I've
always wanted to go there.
He went through all this training and stuff. He's a Marine. And he went to the Holocaust Museum, and he said that when he left, he was crying.
Yeah, I hear a lot of sad stuff about that. Like it's very touching. And I really would like to go, to have the chance to go. You get to see the White House, just like a normal day. It's amazing. One of the tips I do suggest... You cannot stop on the side of the road there. You know how when you're going to Walmart and you're like, oh, I'm just going to drop them off, so I'll just stop at the door and let them out and then leave. You're not allowed to do that.
You get ticketed?
You can get ticketed for it.
Yeah, I imagine so.
So what we did, my family, is they literally did a drive-by. They said, we're going to drive slow and you have to jump out. And that's what we did. All of us jumped out except for the driver. It was crazy.
That was a little dangerous.
It was really dangerous, actually. Because, like, they were timing us. They were like, you got to do it. You got to do it. You got to go. It was scary. But you can get ticketed for it. And parking is, I'm going to be honest with you, it is really bad there. Traffic is so bad. You know how you see traffic here every day when work comes out?
Yeah.
No, it's like 10 times that there.
Like LA traffic-wise?
Yes. People travel... from like states away just to go to work to Washington, D.C. every day.
I heard that.
It's crazy.
You know how from here to Broadway at the beach is like 10 minutes, right?
Yes.
I heard that traffic in D.C., if you would hypothetically go from here to Broadway at the beach, in D.C., it'll take you like 2 hours.
Oh, it's worse. I'm telling you, it's worse than you think. Like, it took us a while. And then on top of that, because we were going to dinner. That's what we were doing. We were going to dinner, and we had to find a place to park or something.
That's
and we
really bad for your gas.
It is. We ended up parking somewhere, like in a parking garage or something.
How much was that?
I don't remember. It's been a while, but I didn't pay for it. So I don't know.
I imagine it's like $10-15.
We just walked.
Yeah,
like
I would.
We got to the point where we're like, let's just walk. So that's what we did. Another thing is there's a lot of banks there. Mm-hmm. Like I'm talking big banks, and they're nice. They're beautiful looking, but like you think you see banks here every day? Mm-hmm. Nah, there's banks like almost every corner there.
Like big old banks.
Yeah. Like it's like you sit there and think when you're walking by these things, you're like, oh, this is such a beautiful building. I wonder what it is. And then someone looks at you and goes, yeah, that's a bank. And you're just like, man, can you ever get enough money here? Like, but it was pretty neat. Like the food was so amazing.
I bet so.
Oh my God, the food was so amazing. The view of it all was amazing. And my cousin at the time lived like in Virginia, I guess it's like the borderline there. Mm-hmm. She lived on the borderline, and you could look out her window and see all of DC. It was amazing.
Like the White House, everything?
Yes.
Wow, that's cool.
And she took a what is that called? I guess not like a subway, like the train. What is it called?
Metro?
Yeah. She took the metro every day, and the metro goes into the mall. It goes inside the mall. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. But it goes like underground, like when I say in the mall. She used to take that. It's very amazing. I would definitely go back because it's definitely one of my top places to like go back and really explore. Because I was with family, so I was doing a lot of what they do, you know, because they lived there. I think I tasted my first French dip there.
Oh, nice. My first French dip was in Arby's.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. Arby's is good. But an original French dip, it tastes so good. Fresh bread and everything. Cheese melted so good. Oh, my God.
Is that when a guy from France twerks?
No.
That French dip?
But it's definitely a number one spot to go to. I'd really like to go. I mean, I feel like you can just about make it anywhere. You don't have to spend big money just to go somewhere. Like people say all the time, oh, I would travel if I had the money. But there's several places you could go.
I looked for plane tickets here. And from here to Boston would be $80.
It's cheap.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Especially when you buy them in advance.
Yeah.
And
one thing of advice here, we're not sponsored by this at all. We don't have any sponsors, by the way.
Yeah.
Kayak is the best website in the world. Because you don't buy things from there. You
just compare prices.
You compare prices to everywhere.
Yeah.
That gives you the cheapest option.
Speaking of, my mom's coming down in New Year's.
Yeah.
And I want to hear what you guys have to say about New Year's resolutions.
Oh, yeah.
I also want to hear of some things that I should probably do for fun on New Year's. So if you guys have any suggestions or ideas, please put those things in the comments down below.
I really want to do a 365-day challenge.
I want to do something. I want to do something different.
I want to do something.
Not like weight loss. Not like, be a better person every day. Think positive every day. No, like I want to do something that will actually do something.
Ever heard about the thing? Do something that scares you every day for a year.
Yes.
I want to do that.
Yes, I've heard of that. Remember we were watching the Fosters when they did that?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. But I do want to hear what you guys and your resolutions are. I want to hear what you have to say. Tell me some stuff. I'm kind of curious. I know Daniel's a little curious. We haven't really, thought of New Year's resolutions, to be honest with you. We don't really talk about them too much.
I have a little bit of mine posted on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
But that's just
I haven't really thought about it because I don't want to rush the year. Like, people are always like, oh, I'll see you next year at the middle of this month. And I'm
that's
like,
a
guys,
stupid joke.
I'm like, I really don't want to rush the end of this month. Like, you should never want to rush time. Mm-hmm. I mean, don't get me wrong. You want to leave work and stuff, but you never want to rush till the end of the month. Like, some people are like, oh, I can't wait till my birthday in 2 months. And I'm like, don't rush to get old. Like, come on. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy your life, Mm-hmm. As always, we love you guys. And
is this the end of the episode? No.
We don't want to leave you, so make sure you stay clear with this net neutrality thing, because we don't want to lose that. We don't want people to keep control of how we get in touch with you guys.
There's always gonna be somewhere.
Yeah, and also, me and Daniel, we have always loved doing these podcasts. We love getting up and getting the time to do so.
What's this, episode 10?
Yeah. We do want to start recording all our episodes eventually. We are trying to get a camera in the process.
Yeah, the last episode was like a little test.
Yeah.
We're working out the kinks right now.
Yeah. I am really excited for you guys to see these more, to see us being recorded a lot more. I think it will show a little bit better, but we're gonna try some other things on this channel too.
Yeah, there's more things that we have in mind than podcast and hours of us talking. We have more things in plan.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to reveal too much.
Yeah. Now, if you guys have any ideas about what you think that you might like seeing us doing, please let us know, because we have a lot of stuff in mind, but we want to hear what you have to say too. We literally look forward to your comments and to your likes and everything every day. It really makes doing this podcast more worth it every day, I have to say. It's good to see the support and everything, honestly. But I would check us out on our websites, by the way. I mean, I don't know if I've ever mentioned that so far in the end of this episode, but check us out on Instagram. Don't forget, we have Facebook. Twitter is a big one. You'll get us on there like all the time.
Twitter.
And YouTube, especially YouTube. Give us a good subscribe and a thumbs up. And, like I always say, what do I always say, Daniel?
Stay beautifully nasty.
Yeah.
Bye.